Hello everyone and welcome to PaxAriaGaming. This is Reg and we are on episode number 13 of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Picking up where we left off last episode after the shocking revelations of part 12, we find ourselves back in Lumiere. This is, let's see, how do you describe it? It's not the Lumiere we started the game with. It's not old Lumiere. It's Lumiere after the...
Your father was the one erasing everyone.
After the paintress snap.
Why would he help repaint
Sort of like Thanos' snap.
I hid the canvas before I entered, so Maman can't come back again.
Okay.
There's no need to erase the canvas anymore.
He'll want you to go home.
I'm not at risk like Maman. I haven't been in this canvas that long. Besides, Papa has a soft spot for me. He'll listen.
So if you're watching episode 13, then you know what happened in part 12. So we finally got to the paintress. We finally defeated the paintress. And Alicia gave Verso a letter to pass on to Mael, which he did not. And that letter sort of speaks to a warning of what would happen if they actually stopped the paintress. And what happened was she was actually holding that world together. And so the Gommage was part of that. So, as I suspected, she wasn't evil. She's certainly grieving the death of her son. Okay, I'll pick up more after we deal with the curator, who we now know to be Renoir.
Papa!
Alicia. You're safe. I thought I told you to stay home.
Technically, my body's at home.
Some of Eileen's finest work. I regret that it caused you so much pain. What Eileen did was unfair to you most of all. Please, accept the Descendre family's apologies. I know it seems absurd to offer oblivion as recompense, but perhaps that's the outcome we both desire.
What?
I'm proud of you. Getting your mother out of the canvas was not easy. Once we erase the canvas, we won't have to worry anymore.
She's home now. Why?
You know your mother. Verso painted this canvas. It contains a piece of his soul. She'll never willingly part with it.
No.
For the sake of the living, we must part with the dead.
No, Papa. See, I hid the canvas.
She will always find it. This is our only opportunity, while she's too sick from her prolonged descent into the canvas to return.
No. Papa. Papa, please. This is Verso's only canvas. You can't destroy the last piece of him that we have. This is my home now. You can't just decide...
Your home? After all that with your mother, you want to stay?
You know how little remains of my life outside.
Alicia, you'll die. You've already been here longer than you should.
But...
No. Look at me, I said no. I am not letting my daughter risk her life. Alicia.
I'm not, Mama. I'm not going to lose myself if I stay.
I know full well you will, and I am not doing this again!
No! Papa, what are you...
It's time to go home. All aboard!
Verso, come on. Come on.
Okay, looks like we're gonna have like a round 4 of fighting with Renoir. Although he, I think, also has good intentions. I think he's trying to break this grief cycle that his family is stuck in. We assume he broke it with Aileen, although we haven't seen her in the real world, in present time real world.
So easily. What am I doing wrong?
Don't be discouraged. It's only
I actually
been
think
days
he's...
since you remembered your paintress side.
We believe in you.
Okay, so she's now a paintress, or maybe she always was and just didn't remember it.
Remember them.
But what makes that different from her mother being a paintress?
Painting isn't about
To
verisimilitude.
me, it's the same
It's
stuff,
about
right?
essence.
Her mother was doing it out of grief when she created, took, I guess, part of
Truth.
Verso's soul, created his canvas,
Here they
and
are.
created this world. How is it different from what Mayal is
Your
doing now?
father
I think
maybe
she's
acts on
attempting
right.
to bring back her friends.
She who plays with wonder. He who guards truth
She
with
clearly
lies.
can control chroma.
They're the essence of your mother and your brother.
How did we got marched? Well, your hair.
We have much to talk about.
Yeah, you do.
So you were her daughter? And you were a paintress too?
So cool, right?
And you knew this whole time! You fucking coward! You betrayed us! We trusted you!
You can bring them back too. Yeah? Everyone we've lost.
Yeah, but I need chroma and Papa controls all the chroma in the canvas.
No. Not all of it. The expeditioners. The ones killed by Nevrons. Gustave noticed their chroma remains in their bodies. They never dissipated. Like the gamage.
It's sold chroma and not pure. It won't be like bringing the two of you back, but we could use it in other ways.
Time for the greatest expedition in history.
Okay, so could this be the final expedition? Or the final quest in this expedition? I don't know. This game has already had like 3 endings. So we will continue on. But first we have to add a little music. This one is my favorite, although all of them sound really nice. So we will talk to everyone. I don't know how many more times we'll be able to talk to them, but we will.
Oh, everyone's mad at you.
Not everyone.
Are you?
Ischia can be sad, or bad, or even rad, but never, ever mad.
Okay, Dr. Seuss Jr.
Bad things happen when we get mad.
Oh, I know.
But I can never be mad at you. Ischia can be sad, bad things.
Okay.
Save it.
I don't need your mea culpa. You did what you felt you had to. Of course, you were wrong. But, oh well.
I thought you'd be more upset.
I was. I got over it.
I definitely think he was torn.
Everything I knew about our world is wrong.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't exist.
You know what? I don't care. Because death isn't death anymore. And that means I can see my husband again.
CL.
Oh, please. I'd sacrifice you in a heartbeat to get him back. So, I understand. We're good.
Thank you.
As long as you help me bring Pierre back. You owe me.
You got it.
See, I think this is going in the wrong direction. This is the same thing her mother did. You know, so when does it end? You know, I mean, this is all because of grief and trauma, in her case.
I was right not to trust you.
And what would you have done in my position?
I wouldn't have betrayed my expedition. I would have warned them that everyone they cared about was about to be erased. That they were about to be erased. I would have told them the truth. Because after everything we've been through, we deserved that.
So you choose your expedition over your mother?
That's your problem. You think in false dichotomies. It wasn't an either-or situation. Other solutions were possible if you'd only trusted us enough to ask.
Knowing what you know now, would you have helped me force my mother out of the canvas? I don't apologize for saving her. But I am sorry I broke your trust. And I will do everything I can to help bring everyone back.
That's true. I forgot that little
We'll
element.
see.
Is that the canvas was actually, being in the canvas was actually killing her in real life. So forcing her out of it allows her to move on in real life, assuming she can get over her grief. Because they had indicated at one point that they'd been in there a very long time, at least in the conversation with her sister, Clair. So I think I understand, I certainly understand his motivations.
So, but I do believe that I did, in fact,
Yeah, see,
tell you so.
Minoko knew
Thanks for the support.
and Esquier knew, because
Was
they're
it worth
creations
it?
of Verso.
What will you do now?
I'll do my best to earn their trust back.
Quite a steep hill to climb.
Indeed. So we're getting really interesting backstory that sort of clears up a lot of the mystery that was
We
still
have
left.
to push Papa out of the canvas before he erases everything.
I'm surprised he hasn't already.
He's been weakened by his battle with Maman. That's probably why he hasn't come after us.
I
But it won't stop him for long.
If you and your father keep fighting, You risk breaking the world again.
Yep.
Another fracture, but this time, it might be you trapped inside the monolith.
What's the alternative?
Maybe you should go home.
Verso.
You're fighting each other, but you're all doing the same thing.
No.
Eileen wants her son back. Renoir wants you and Eileen back. You want Gustave back. The cycle we needed to break wasn't the gommage.
Right.
It's your family's cycle of grief.
Absolutely. Got it.
Our whole world carries the burden of your family's grief.
Yeah. I think this game is going to force us into some weird choice at the end. Either we accept our grief and move on, or we continue to live in this world that's not real. Oh, okay. I didn't realize we got 9 of them. Okay, that's great. There's only one more left. I think there were 10. So hopefully in my travels and in doing the optional areas, I'll manage to find the 10th one. I don't know whether it unlocks some other ability if you do. So this is where the characters are at this point. This is the skills unlocked. As you can see, I've unlocked most of the skills for each of them. And it's really because I've been doing a lot of the of those 45 optional areas. I think when I first mentioned them, I had indicated I did 15 of them. Up to something like I think 30 or 31 of them, somewhere in that range. I will save, there are 4 of them I want to save specifically to record. Verso's draft, Renoir's draft, the Flying Manor, and one other one. Maybe going back to the Jestro Village. Depending on how long they are. I know some of those drafts are pretty long. So it may be 2 bonus episodes once the game concludes. This is where I am with Lumina points. And as you can see, I have quite a few. I don't have any idea what the max is. I'm assuming it's over 100. So I try to keep them fairly even. So this sort of supports my own theory that you shouldn't run past bosses or enemies. They're not all bosses, but the enemies that you see in the game. Yes, you do get Lumina points, XP, ability to level up from fighting. If you run past them, and you can in some areas, you miss out on that. So I'd rather be at level or slightly over than under. Okay, so here we are. What else do we do? I thought we already checked up on others. Let's see what the developers mean by checking up on others.
Nice hair.
Oh yeah, that.
I can't believe there's another world out there. A world I'll never get to see.
I'm sorry. I didn't. My memories. I would have told you if I'd known.
Don't apologize. You were trapped too. You lived among us. You're one of us. Even if you're also one of them.
Well, she's trapped because of her own making, though.
I have memories of 2 childhoods, 2 homes, 2 Lumiere.
You're not an orphan anymore. You just found your family. Don't you want to be with them?
I love my family, but they're all gone, in one way or another. And you're my family too.
No, I think she's wrong about
So
that.
Gustav and Emma, and I didn't see it at the time, but all the families who took turns taking care of me.
Maya.
This is a lot to take in.
Yeah. But for the first time in a long time, I have hope.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily on the same page with her with that. Because this is...
Whiskey can be sad or bad thing.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't have any new dialogue. She's making the same mistake her mother made. The exact same mistake. Which is interesting because it means that you could have unlimited sequels to this game. Okay, so she's writing in Gustav's journal. So her mother's grief was such that her father was attempting whatever he could to try to bring her back. And in this world, the only way he could do that is by weakening her. Okay, Gustav's homage. Okay, we're still unlocking skills. Good. So if you don't talk to these characters enough, you won't get to the unlock points. I was watching someone else play through and he hasn't unlocked any of the stuff yet. Actually, some of it he has. But because he keeps skipping the dialogue, I guess in some cases the game will force you into it. But when you skip the dialogue, you sort of miss out on it. Once you realize it, because I didn't know what increasing the relationship thing meant earlier, when the first couple of times it happened, I was like, because it wasn't giving you any rewards. Only until you get up to like level 4 or 5 that you start unlocking things. Except for Eskia, which his was a little bit earlier. Okay, so she is absorbing chroma from each of the dead expeditioners. Because she's a paintress, she can actually use it in a way that others can't. So I'm assuming this is for her battle against, her next battle, I guess, against Renoir. There are also some other powerful entities that I don't really know how to get to yet. There's Simon. There is the Reacher. I think Seren Stress, although I'm not sure what the enemy is. There's Clair, who I mentioned before. She's in the Flying Manor. I know where she is. And we will go back to the Justro village. There's an important reason to go back. I'll explain when we get there. It's a good surprise. Actually, I guess I can explain now. So one of the off-camera things I did was I went to the sacred river, which allowed me to resurrect Noko. And one of the things I found out was that Noko actually was the person or the parent who took care of Monoko when he was born. Okay, we can now fly with him. And at some point, Noko must have died again. And then Monoko was the person who took care of him. So he wasn't supposed to die a second time. So when he was reborn, he doesn't have all of his memory.
Once we're ready,
he's still...
we can head to Lumiere.
He's still sort of Noko, but he's really new, if you get what I mean. He looks the same. We're gonna do Dark Shores, just so you guys can see how these areas work, how the difficult ones work. We've done a couple other ones, but we're gonna do this one. It may take a while, because the enemies tend to be much stronger. But in any case, so we brought him back. He remembers Monoko, but he actually went to stay with Golgra at the Gestural Village. She decided to look after him for a little while since Monoko is still doing this stuff out here. Anyway, I didn't realize what was going on until it was too late to record, so I wish I had recorded it. It was kind of nice. But we will go back to visit him. Okay, we're on the Bloodied Beach, and we have these enemies that look like the enemies we saw when we first landed the expedition here. The one with hands for faces. We will get back to Lumiere, by the way, after we're done with this one. I'm assuming this is going to give us some pretty decent XP and stuff like that. So we're able to reach the 9999 threshold.
Incoming!
Okay, we gotta get used to that. It's the first time we faced.
Ready to parry.
Okay, this could take a while.
Luna, careful.
Yeah, getting the timing down is going to be interesting.
Danger!
That's better.
On me.
In all of the areas that say danger, the enemies are like 5 times stronger than other enemies you see in a game. And if you look at the health bar is a normal health bar. It's not a boss health bar, but they're just tankier. And so I think it's meant for you to play these post game.
Rise!
Watch out, Mael.
Better.
And you're still.
Careful now.
One of the things that. You're still finding a ton of Pictos in the game as well. Finally got it. Okay. Don't quite have the timing. But you're still finding a lot of Pictos in the game, so you should still manage them and sort of. Something I haven't done, which I need to do, is to sort of go back, probably take them all off, and then sort of add them in terms of which ones are most important for any build, and then the extra ones just add in at the end. So I have enough Lumina to sort of do some real damage. There's some I don't have that I need for going to probably fight the enemies in some of the those optional areas. Like I know in Claire's case, because she gets a lot of turns if you don't dodge everything. There is a Pictos that causes her to miss turns. Unfortunately, I think there are 3 versions of it. They're the slow Pictos. One of them I know is in Verso's draft. So I can't get that until I deal with that. The other ones I think you can pick up before that. mean, in that fight, I fought her for an hour and couldn't defeat her. I only got to half health after an hour. So I didn't want to keep trying that. It was not getting any better. I was like, oh my god. There was another fight that I fought for an hour and was successful. I ended up with one character left, and that character was one of the reserve squad.
Okay.
But it felt good knowing that I could just sort of beat him using a reserve squad member. And then part of it was that it was one of these unkillable party members. And I don't believe that enemy was able to curse me in a way that if you use heals, you end up injuring yourself.
We've got work to do.
There are a couple of enemies like that you'll see. Now, if you use the Tree of Life, like I just did in this example, it takes the curse off. Any status effects leave. The problem is it takes a lot to build up to be able to do. So you would need for her to stay alive.
I'll do it.
But it's good to have that skill unlocked. It was one of the ones unlocked because of the relationship level. Okay, we're doing decent damage, but as you can see, and I know that you can do way more damage than I'm doing at this particular stage. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. I will.
You're outmatched.
The best I did was something 1.9 million, and that's in an upcoming episode. But I know you can do like 25 million, which you will need if you're going to fight some of the
Get ready.
later optional areas. And if you want to get all of the journal entries, you sort of have to. I hate when that happens. Because one of the journal entries is sitting next to a character we haven't met yet. And I do want them all. That is one of the accomplishments. I want to do all of the optional areas. I want all of the journal entries. Those are two accomplishments I want. Now, if I can get all of the journal entries without doing the platforming stuff, I probably will end up doing that. But I don't know whether I can. That's a wait and see thing. See, so I guess I'm not sure what the threshold for what the game calls danger is with these optional areas. One of them must be how tanky the enemies are.
This will hurt.
Because I did another danger one before, and it took a while because of tanky enemies. There were fewer enemies. So it wasn't as bad. This one, I think there are like 2 or 3 groups of these guys. So it's gonna take a while. But it is worth it because you are getting XP. That's the part you have to remember. I'll probably walk away with, over 1 million XP from this fight alone. Maybe not 1 million, but a lot. This thing doesn't seem to have a weak point.
Get ready.
but his moves are really easy to counter now that I've learned them. Okay, yeah, 591,000 XP. And a new weapon. Looks like a fairly decent weapon. Yeah, we'll definitely switch it out.
Well, that will help.
Okay, more color of Lumina. And yeah.
Well, that will help.
More color of Lumina. Okay, so more of them over here. Let's grab some chrome.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So maybe it is worth coming in here.
Interesting.
It's not very populated, but you're finding quite a bit of loot for an area this contained. And more importantly, XP from fighting these guys. I don't think it matters whether you get the jump on them or not, because they're all tanky. Okay, let's sit back and chip away at their health until they're dead.
This will hurt.
I'm ready. Let's keep going.
This will hurt.
Incoming.
Nice.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
You're outmatched.
better.
Luna, careful.
Okay. Let us stain them.
Watch out.
Okay. Danger.
Let's try it. Watch out.
Okay.
Break.
Let's dance.
So much potential. Nobody dies. A storm is coming. Prepare to meet your end.
Follow me. That's better.
Careful, Verso.
Good stuff. Really need it. Rest. Didn't really need it. Yeah.
Okay. Lune, watch out.
Okay. Overflowing with energy. Earth rise.
Precise strike.
Careful, Verso.
Need it.
Nice.
Prepare to meet your end.
Another nearly 600,000 XP. We'll take it.
Nice.
And new Pictos. I think this is the final grouping of these hand guys.
Brace yourselves.
Okay, watch out!
Keep going.
Okay, they're not hand guys. They're noir.
Okay. I'm ready.
That's better. Ready to go.
Better. A storm is coming. Ice, shatter!
The dance begins.
Careful now.
Nice.
That's better.
Ready to go.
Your end is nigh.
Okay, this was 887,000 XP. Yeah, I think they were the last ones, thank God.
Well, that will help.
Yeah, I may edit that down a bit. All right, let's go back to the continent so we can get back to Lumiere. Okay, we need a break after that one. So there are probably 3 or 4 of those that I've found so far that say danger. Early in the game when that happened, I skipped them. I didn't bother going in. Later in the game, I decided to go in and sort of check some of them out. Okay, we're back at Lumiere here. And we will explore while fighting, I think. We're probably not going to finish Lumiere. But we'll find a decent jumping off point if we get to the 2-hour mark. If it looks like it's going to be a 3-hour thing, then I won't go beyond that. It's sort of hard to tell, like I said, because the game has had multiple endings, or multiple parts that feel like endings. And I don't want to feel like I'm rushing to the end. So I'd rather make this, keep it to the 2-hour mark, and then the next one we'll see. And I know that there's post-game things that we can do if the next one is the last before the game ends.
It's dangerous for you near Papa.
Okay, so our goal here is to find Renoir and fight him again.
We'll have to move fast. I can't maintain them for very long.
But we have an army created by Mael. I've just stuck with the sword that the curator gave us. There's probably others that I could use, but I sort of like it. I'll go through the inventory and see if it's the strongest, although I've upgraded it, so it might very well be. Okay.
Tomorrow comes.
So I have my Chroma army. So let's do this. I'm assuming they can't be killed since they're already dead. Okay, so while they're doing that, we are going to move forward, explore, and fight. First things first, let's grab this flag. The Harbour. I'm guessing this is going to be a fairly large... Wow, there are all kinds of things. All kinds of enemies that Renoir created for this little part.
Good stuff.
So we're going to fight, we're going to loot, and we're going to make our way to wherever we're supposed to go. And...
These expeditioners are glorious wreakers of havoc.
The sword of Lumiere.
Where are we hiding? Chroma.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff.
Ah, I think the old key we could have bought at the very beginning of the game that we didn't. I don't know what it unlocks. Maybe it unlocks something in the manor.
Good stuff.
Okay, more color volumina. My crew is fighting, and I guess I'll fight this guy.
Get ready.
Okay, hopefully they're not as tanky as the people we just got through fighting.
Let us
Pay attention. I wonder if I have
take cover.
I may not have the correct pictos on all of them. By now I should have learned it. So the one that allows you to go above 999. Verso has it. I'm not sure I put it on everybody else. For them it would be a Lumina. I would have to unequip it and make it a
Let's dance.
one of the Luminas, since you can't have it equipped and use it as a Lumina. At least I can't. I can have it equipped. They can use it as a Lumina. But only after you've learned it. Or mastered it. Not too bad. Not exactly 800,000. Shortcut and new Pictos. We're still picking them up. We're still getting tons of them. We just learned it. Painted power. Alright. So now I can give it to each one of them. Which will be helpful as we get to this part of the game.
I'm ready.
Ready to strike. Incoming.
Yeah, I have not been able to block that particular attack since these enemies came into the game. And there are Pictos as well for like anti-burn, anti-charm. I guess it's an anti-blight.
Get ready.
Some of them are worth getting if you know the enemy type ahead of time. Although with this particular enemy, I don't think the burn was going to kill my characters. But there are other enemies that we likely will be facing later in the game, where it probably makes sense to get those, learn those, and equip them as Lumina on everybody. To keep your party alive a little bit longer in some of the major fights. So I'll be working on that before I get to those drafts.
Spill some ink.
Where every enemy seems to be OP, like the ones we just faced in the Dark Shores.
My turn. This will hurt.
Take cover!
On me. Precise strike.
This will hurt.
There's some Resplendent. We learned another Lumina. Yeah, you should definitely learn as many of them as you can. I know I've been saying that, and I definitely haven't done that. So when I'm doing probably the next, you need 4 battles in order to learn it. So depending on how short some of those areas are, you're not going to learn it. In the more involved ones, you will. And you know what? You can just run around the continent and just
Carve a path.
fight the little enemies you see just walking around. That counts as a battle.
This will hurt.
Let the ink flow.
So I guess I could do that, just to learn them all. Because I definitely have some that I haven't. I didn't think they would be useful.
Let's dance.
But the game consistently
Better.
throws these little surprises at you, and then you say, "Oh man, I wish I had something that could negate that." And then you realize there is, but I don't have it. The other thing is you can buy some of the Pictos from the many merchants throughout the game. And I bought all the weapons, or at least most of the weapons. I have not done that with Pictos.
Right.
And some of them just didn't seem useful at the time. And if you buy them and you play, some of them will upgrade
Let's dance.
throughout the game. All of them won't, but some of them will. So anything that has an anti-status effect, you definitely would want to equip. Instant blight, fire.
Get ready.
I haven't seen too many enemies. Yeah, you can be frozen. Only in one area of the game. There's an enemy you use. Turns you into a big block of ice.
Let's dance.
Let's carve a path.
So all of those sort of help to make you less killable, which can, like I said, is helpful for some of the bosses you face in the optional areas. In the main game, I didn't find that
Lovely.
at least in the fight against the Paintress, I didn't feel like I needed it. I just felt like it required me to be patient. And then a couple of the fights against Renoir, I didn't feel like I needed it either. But this fight might be different. I don't know. So it really depends. He didn't use a lot of status effects. So in Seren, you would have needed it because she used status effects. So the ones that use status effects would make sense for you to have those. But the thing is, you don't, before you face the enemy, you don't really know which ones have status effects and which ones don't. So, but if you go into the fight and you lose, then at least if you have it in your inventory, you can go back and equip it and go back, and it might lead to a different outcome. It should lead to a different outcome. There's also a optional area that has a mime in it that is the strongest mime I have ever had to fight. And I backed out of that one, so I'll probably go back to that if I can remember the name of it. Might be Sinister Cave or something like that. Maybe I'll show that, but I definitely will need
Useful.
energizing, powerful. Nice. I will definitely need to look at my Pictos and Lumina for that fight. And because you can recoat, you can, although at this point in the game, I don't know whether you need to, well, some people might need to. You know, in my case, where I've unlocked almost all of the skills, I wouldn't need to recoat to do any of that. In terms of, you know, where I've put my ability, my attribute points, I don't really think I need to do that either. Unless I find some super late game weapon that requires me to do that. I haven't found one that required me to do that for Verso. There's one character, I think it was Minoko, excuse me, that required me to do that. But fortunately, he doesn't have a lot of weapons. You know, like 5 or 6 of them, versus Verso and some of the other characters that have, you know, more than a dozen weapons that you can choose from. Yeah, the thing to be careful about in this version of Lumiere, is making sure you scour each area of the map. There are multiple flags, but it's easy to get lost before you find the next flag.
See you.
Mael. It's locked on you.
That was very lucky. Okay, yeah. Just proves that was lucky since I didn't parry any of those. I just happened to hit the button at the right time. You know, when I get to the end, I'll let you know who my favorite characters are in terms of playing as them, you know, as in terms of my party, I put it that way. I do have a go-to and a sort of a second tier grouping that I tend to use. terms of the skills, I don't tend to change them all that much. I mean, you know, I've tried different ones out to see which ones do the most damage. You know, there's certainly Pictos that you can use that will give you more AP and stuff like that, which I should probably look into as I move into that sort of post
Good stuff.
end game and post game phase. Like I said, the enemies are tankier, and I think I'm maybe missing out on some opportunities because I haven't sort of gone through and sort of looked at that. You know, I haven't looked at any of the sort of how to make the character super OP videos that are out there. I don't even know whether I have everything that I would need to do that. But I'm not going to say I'm not going to do that for like a boss at the sort of optional area that I know is the toughest boss in the game. And so I'll let you know whether he's my toughest boss in the game. I haven't faced him yet, so I don't really know. And in terms of who I think is the toughest so far, it's, even though we fought Renoir so many times that you think that he would be. I think the first time I faced him, he was tough. The time I faced him the third time, and knowing that even if I killed him, he was probably going to come back again, it sort of changed whether I thought of him as a tough boss. I thought of him more as a sort of a gimmicky kind of a thing, since he keeps coming back. The Paintress was not so much difficult, but just tedious, because you didn't know how many phases she had. Seren was tough.
This will hurt.
She was tough. Versailles was tough too, but I think Seren was tougher for me.
Let's gamble.
And I think it matters because early game, before you unlock a lot of things, a lot of the enemies seem tougher than they are. But when you wander the continent, you go back and you fight the little scrubs. I mean, you can one-shot them all. The Patanks, the secret to them is parrying everything. You know, initially I wasn't good at parrying, so, you know, it was very difficult to fight them. But when it says it's going to flee in 3 turns, as long as you're successful parrying, it's going to stick on
Father,
3.
He's at the tower.
And there are a couple of enemies, I don't remember the name of them, I'll try to remember, but you fight them and you're not doing any real significant damage. And then at the end of the fight, they just die. You know, halfway health, they just die. So that's a bit of a gimmick. I actually think this is Verso. Because we see him through this. We've seen him throughout the game, and I always assumed it was a different fading boy, but it turns out, it may turn out that it's not. It may be Verso.
An advantage.
Charging stun. And we have our next flag. What is it? Shattered Alley. As always, we rest, although everybody was at full health. I don't know whether you need to rest, because you don't. When you die, you don't go back to the flag. You just go back to where you died. So, unlike some games where you go back to that particular point, it's not. It doesn't work that way in this game. So maybe I'm just being ultra paranoid when it comes to resting at the flags. We got a little rock anthem music going.
Oh, wow.
Let's fight these guys.
Here we go.
Yeah, usually start off with Bad Omen.
I see you.
I've been doing that all game because it does a lot of damage. And
Ready
it,
to strike.
and it damages all of them. So if she plays first, I always use that. If Noko plays first, I use the Earthquake thing, although he rarely plays first. Oh, this is the one I hate. Yeah. Okay, well, the good news is it doesn't seem to do a lot of damage. Well, the other thing I need to do is make sure I have, and I don't think I have it, the whole shield break thing that Mayao can have. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just never put that particular pick together, so that particular skill.
Watch out.
Because that does become very helpful with some of the side areas. Because you have some enemies that just constantly shield themselves. And, you know, trying to remove the shield in order to do damage. There are some abilities that you have that have multiple hits. There's one that has 8 hits. And typically that you can remove all of the shields and get a couple of extra hits in before, you know. But those are enemies with a lot of health. So it will take a long time to defeat an enemy using that strategy. Okay, my group of revived expeditioners is doing a pretty good job with these bad guys. Okay, good dodge, buddy. Alright, let's see.
Get ready.
Chromatic Echessier.
No tricks.
Let's spill some ink.
Got a huge health bar. Let's see if we can't get a little damage in. He has a status effect on me. Okay, anti-exhaust. You should add that to the mix as well. I never know how long they last. And okay, well, this is terrible. So I never know how long those last, but I'm guessing if you use a healing tint, it might remove the status effect.
On me.
It's annoying when you end up in a situation where you don't have AP.
Time to hit big.
Okay, so the status effect isn't on everyone.
Ready to strike.
Do me Lady Luck's smiling today. Not today. Okay. I have to remember there's 7 of those.
If I can get that down, we might be able to do a little bit more damage when he does this attack. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's better.
Yeah, it's 7. You need to block all 7 in order to get the counter. Okay,
Let's go.
that did a little better damage. And you get another turn.
Let's carve a path.
Marking shots so we can do a little bit more damage.
Let's dance.
Okay, let's get it right this time.
Nice. That's better.
There we go. There's an interesting rhythm to these battles. And in real life, I have no rhythm. I don't dance, so I'm terrible at that. But if you, it's almost like you can close your eyes and count, and you would still be able to get these moves. So if you, let's see when he does it again. It just feels like if I just close my eyes and just, you know, count from a timing standpoint that I would get it. Okay, let's see.
That's better.
Okay, I missed the first one, so it doesn't really count, but there's a rhythm to it. You know, I guess that's the key to some of the fights. Now, they're a little bit different. Some of them are the audible cues. Okay, well, okay, I didn't expect the gradient attack. Okay, so I guess shooting a light thing doesn't really do anything. Yeah, the other thing too is you can equip a Pictos or Lumina that increases your gradient charge level or your gradient charge rate. You know, so those are the things, you know, in between parts that I'm going to look at doing to make quality of life a little different. Now. Yeah, because I think it's helpful, and I think the intent is for you to sort of improve your strategy over time, which I can be stubborn about. I'll admit that. But sometimes I'm like, I'm just comfortable playing this particular way, but then the enemies begin to outpace your strategy. Some enemies are easier to break than others, but if you're verso, and part of your game is breaking, then you really need to always focus on that. And with CL, you can focus on damage or you can focus on healing. Whenever I have her in my party, I do both. There's always going to be a self-heal, a group heal, and then the rest of them are offensive skills. I probably can just go with the group heal because she'll heal herself as well. So I may switch that out and try something different with her.
Watch out.
Yeah, that whole jump up and then do the attack is not something I'm gonna ever get.
Let's carve a path.
Ready to parry.
That's better.
Another version of the augmented counter. And if you have 3, then you don't need to use 1 and 2. Nope, I did not get to jump on this guy. That was Verso, not me saying ha.
I've seen you.
Just try it.
It's locked on you.
Please survive.
I didn't really need it. I would have lived. Cut him down. I need it.
If I die, so be it.
Parry it!
That's better. Ready to strike.
Useful.
Well, that will help.
Still finding loot. All over the place. I don't know where. Where Renoir is hiding. He's gonna make us search the entire Lumiere to find him. Oh, maybe not. This looks promising.
The Opera House.
Let's grab this.
Well, that will help.
Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I'm just searching around just to make sure I'm not leaving anything like chroma and stuff like that behind. Okay. We told SKA to stay back, and now we're asking him to help do something. Okay. We have a journal entry. Let's hear it out.
William, Expedition 60. They mocked us when we said the human body is the strongest of them all. We trained relentlessly, and now our bodies have achieved the pinnacle of human performance, with which we are able to crush our enemies. We are so much more agile and aerodynamic without the heavy uniforms constraining our glorious muscles. With Leslie's unstoppable training regime, we are impervious. That's how we were able to charge through that ghostly Gamage barrier and reach the Paintress. But it seems we've been wrong about what she is. The Paintress is just as trapped as we. The real terror lies beneath the monolith. The rest of Expedition 60 marched on to confront him, while I was tasked to warn Lumiere. But it seems I might have run out of time. One last swim separates me from Lumiere, but even with my mighty muscles, I don't know if I can outswim the Gamache. So here I write my final message. Bare naked muscles will save the world. And don't waste time on the paintress. Aim for the bottom of the monolith.
Okay. Interesting. Giving us a little heads up, but we've already been to the bottom of the monolith. So were we supposed to find this earlier in the game? It would have been impossible because this version of Lumiere didn't exist. Unless there's something else at the bottom of the monolith. Okay. That looks interesting. Okay, I can't interact with any of these. I don't know why it's showing me this. This is... I'm pretty sure that's Verso, since he's the piano guy. He's in a family of artists, but his preference was for playing the piano.
Nice.
Is this still part of his soul that's trapped here? Because, I mean, that was the thing that Renoir said when they met earlier, when we first returned back to Lumiere. So I don't know whether that's what's keeping this around. I guess it can't, because Mael has something to do with this still being around as well. But I definitely think that's him. And I don't think it's hostile. I think it's just a big memory. There's a flag in the corner we'll get to. Is anyone going to say anything about this? People, do you all see this, or is it just me? The Opera House. And I noticed the flags all say 33. This is definitely happening inside of whatever Mael created. So I guess their faces are the way they are because it's sort of like a decaying memory. Because the paintress was like that, the curator was like that, this version of Verso is like that. Okay, so we are back in the world, or back in Lumiere. So the Opera House isn't a very big place. You go in, you sort of see that memory. The stairs don't lead anywhere. And then you're back out onto, I guess, the other side of the Opera House, which I guess will allow us to explore the rest of Lumiere.
Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
Like Axon's their Papa's creation.
Ha!
Eyes up, Verso.
Let's spill some ink. go. Ready to go. The dance begins. This will hurt.
Doing?
Ready to parry. Nice. That's better. It's sharpened. Parry it!
Stuff. Would have lived.
Losing my parry ability here. Strange jerky motions of this guy. Ooh. I think I like that. Nice. Okay, nice. We got a weapon upgrade. Significant. 11 to 16. We got some chroma catalysts. We have an item over here.
Interesting.
Yeah, this area is can be somewhat confusing. The progression element versus the wandering around element.
Ready.
The good thing is, at this point in the game, you shouldn't need to go back to the flags to like rest a lot. Because you do have health, the little health things that you can use. I generally will use them after a fight. If one character is, one party member is like really low on health. Otherwise, if I have CL in the party, I know she can heal me, so I'm not too worried. And I can heal myself.
Okay.
I think I still have that on.
On me.
Careful now.
Okay, now I'm inverted. And I have blight. Okay. I'm all messed up in this fight. Yeah, it's annoying. That's okay. They're not very difficult enemies, so it does help that they're not that difficult. But if that happens with a higher level boss, then it really becomes a pain in the neck.
I would have lived. Didn't really need it.
Try me.
Just like the movie, one battle after another.
This will hurt. Sweet taste of battle. Refreshed.
We added Minoko back into the mix. I think I only have a couple more Nevron feet or legs to get in order to unlock everything for him. And that's saying a lot because there are a lot of them. It's like 25 of them. So whenever you go to a new area and there are new enemy types, you definitely want him in your party, at least for a little while. You don't need him in there the whole time. But he does pretty good damage with his little earthquake things.
Bring it on. Foolish move. Big fighting.
See, the dark version of that I can get. The icy version of it, I just have never gotten right, ever. Ever since we've been in this version of Lumiere, I've not gotten that. Okay. So he's got another foot. We got more color of Lumina. And we're going to look for an end point for this video. So let's see if we can progress a little bit further and then we'll wrap it up. We're getting to the 2-hour mark. And originally when I started this, I thought, oh, okay, we'll be able to get to our fight with, our next fight with Renoir. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So let's take these guys out first and we'll chat more.
Your turn to shine.
Okay.
Let's cover path. This will hurt.
All right. We have another foot, and we have a weapon upgrade for Minoko. And we have a new Pictos. I can't believe we're still finding new Pictos. Healing stun.
Almost there.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Let's go.
All right, so we'll get to a stopping point soon. We have an item over there. I hear footsteps, so there's an enemy nearby as well.
oh, lovely.
Grab this. And we have the fading boy again. Or the young boy. Maybe I should continue. Yeah, I am sorry for the jump. I thought there was more dialogue. There's definitely, I think that's definitely Versa. I think he's trapped here. I think his soul, or I don't know what you call it, I think is trapped here. This time because of Mael, not because of Aileen. Okay. So let's see if we can't get to the next flag, and then we'll stop there. Am I supposed to go down here? I see the little flower path, but I'm not sure if I go down, can I get back up? Yeah, I think I can get back up if I have to. And we have a grapple point up there, right there. We have an item over here. Yeah, I know you guys are probably tired of me getting these items. Like, how many of these things you can pick up? I'm gonna pick up every single one I can find. That's my thing. Loot, loot, loot. Okay, we have a gestural. Oh, we can fight him as well. We already own... Okay, there's one that we don't own. We own that one. We don't own the Volostrum or whatever that is. We're gonna fight him. Let's see what else he's hiding. Okay, who do we want to fight? We'll give Minoko some love. Let's see if he can do this. Good damage. Oh, it's the punching version. The jump attacks I can get is the little punches that I always miss. Yeah, I got the first one, missed the second one. Yeah, I mean, he does that does decent damage. I don't know why I keep it equipped, because I think they're better ones. He has so many, it's just hard to figure out which ones are the best ones for me. I'll do a little bit of research and figure that out, since I'm late game enough, and he's not going to get anything else, because I have just about everything unlocked. And I do use Minoko more than a lot of people do. A minute and 30 seconds is not too bad. So what do you got? Full strength. Expensive, but okay. 25% increased damage on full health. Why not? Again, if I can learn it and then equip it, it's worth it. Okay, so let's head to the flag.
Papa is somewhere past the gardens.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to confront him yet in this episode, because I got a feeling it's going to be like very long. So there's the flag, and we are going to stop here and pick up in the next episode. We'll continue to hunt down Renoir. See what happens with our next confrontation with him. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey, part 13. And I will see you in part 14, which will pick up from exactly where we leave off here. All right? So thanks for joining me. Take good care. If you like this video, hit the like button, and more importantly, subscribe and comment. Or comment and subscribe. Thanks. Take care. Uploads every Tuesday and Friday.